Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, I'm very excited to be here today, and I'm thrilled to share with you my Icebreaker toast. Where I want to begin is talking about my experience growing up in rural Colorado. It afforded a lot of different opportunities than working or living in the city. So my grandparents, they owned a cattle ranch for over 50 years. As part of the family, it was required and such a wonderful opportunity to be on the cattle ranch. We helped with calving of the baby calves, baling. There was a lot of prolific bales of hay that we had to deal with. And through that course, I had a great many experiences, both with my grandparents and in them instilling an amazing work ethic. One of the things that was always said is that the cows eat before we eat. My daughter is still trying to figure out to feed the dog before she eats. One of my fondest memories with my upbringing on the ranch was that my aunt was only 6 years older than me, and so I, of course, had to do all of the things she did not want to do. As the baling machine prolifically spit out those bales of hay, my job was to ride on the back of the motorcycle with my aunt, and the bales of hay came out of the machine on a certain side that wasn't conducive to being stacked. So my grandfather would have us roll those bales of hay over, and so you can imagine that I would run off the motorcycle and flip those bales of hay over. And my aunt thought it was really funny to take off with the motorcycle, so I'd have to run through the pasture to the other bales of hay or to catch her on the motorcycle. But I'm very grateful to my grandparents and my parents for instilling an amazing work ethic. They showed this by leading by example. And my first job outside of the family was where I met my husband. We've been working on a 22-year marriage, as Craig had mentioned, and that's been with a lot of communication, trust. And the other item is that we've worked really hard at having a lot of fun. My best and hardest job that I've ever had is raising my daughter. So if anybody in this room has a teenager, has been around a teenager, or once was a teenager, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So say a little prayer for me that she makes it to adulthood. So now fast forward, I've been in the real estate and title industry for 25 years. And I have an amazing role as Colorado President for North American Title. It is a very stressful position. It's one that I just absolutely adore. And when I took that role and was promoted a couple of years ago, I decided to share something that I'd like to share with you guys today. And this is something that was really near and dear to my heart that a mentor gave to me years ago. And so what we do is I gave this quote out to all of our associates on the team at that point. As we onboard new associates, they get a copy of this quote, and I'm very proud to say it is displayed around the branches near desks. And so I'd like you guys to indulge me. I'm going to share this quote with you. And as I share this quote with you, I'd like a little audience participation. I think it really means a lot when you guys close your eyes and listen to the words of this. Attitude. The longer I live, the more I realize the impact of attitude on life. Attitude to me is more important than the past, than education, than money, than circumstances, than failures, than successes, than what other people think, say, or do. It is more important than giftedness, appearance, or skill. It will make, break a home, church, or company. The remarkable thing is that we have a choice every day regarding the attitude we will embrace for that day. We cannot change our past. We cannot change the fact that people will act in a certain way. We cannot change the inevitable. The only thing that we can play on is the one string we have, and that is our attitude. I am convinced that life is 10% of what happens to me and 90% of how I react to it. And so it is with you. We are in charge of our attitude, by Charles Swindoll. Thank you for indulging me. You may be wondering why work ethic and attitude plays into becoming a good speaker. It is my belief that by preparing properly for speeches, they are more effective to our audiences. I also believe that the attitude we embrace for that particular day is the way that we communicate and deliver that speech more effectively to our audience. So coming to Toastmasters and joining this Pikes Peak chapter, my goal is to become a better speaker so I can better connect with my audiences, primarily my staff. Secondly, it is to be a better role model for my daughter, and I think heightened communication, whether speeches or lecturing my daughter at home, will make us more on the same page perhaps, or maybe a little wish of mine. And thirdly, I'd like to share with you one of my other goals, and I believe that speaking and doing that in a proficient way will help me achieve this, as I'd like to go into high schools to connect with students. And what I would like to share with them is that if they have a passion, regardless of what that is, that they can achieve that through hard work and having a great attitude. Thank you.
What a wonderful first speech. Thank you very much. If we could just take a